Come on, Laker fans. Jesus Lord, Laker fans. Look, we can't celebrate W's all the time. So can we just enjoy it for a second when we get it? It's been a little while. I feel like it's been a month and a half since the Lakers won a game. Granted, it was against the Orlando Magic earlier in the week, but I feel like it's been a month and a half. Laker fans, thank you very much for tuning in. Appreciate you guys being a part of the show. Post game show after the post game show. Lakers over the Atlanta Hawks. And I got to be honest with you, Laker fans. We kind of got a lot to get into. So just kick back, relax, and hang out with Slee. And let's talk some Lakers basketball. So I appreciate you guys doing this. Final show of the year, right? Final show of the calendar year 2022. And Lakers close it out right with a W. A much needed, desperately needed win over the Atlanta Hawks. So we appreciate you guys being a part of the show. Okay. I appreciate you guys being. I don't even know who we is. It's just me. So I appreciate you guys being a part of the show. Okay, a couple things here. We'll give a couple of just kind of claps here, couple fist pumps for my people out there. Thank you for being a part of the show. Okay, Laker fans, let's do this because I got a lot that I want to get into. Okay, I want to hit on the Lakers W against Atlanta, and I want to put that to the side. I want to talk about LeBron James at age 38. I want to obviously get a lot as much into that as possible. I want to get into Anthony Davis and Anthony Davis did a actual interview, and he addressed his injury, he addressed what was going on. So we'll spend a little time on that, and then I'll kind of go back to that post game from the last game where LeBron James made the comments he did about the Lakers and where he is and how he wants to win. It's not about just riding out into the sunset. Okay, so let's get started with the Lakers over the Atlanta Hawks. Laker fans, sometimes you just need to win a freaking game, and you don't really care how you get it. And I know for me, watching the game, doing the broadcast, everything else, you just want to see the team have some kind of success. I mean, they don't have the talent to win on a consistent basis. They just don't. Without Anthony Davis, they're so dependent on him, and I think we all know that. I think we all understand that. So no real surprise or shock there. However, what I want to make sure that I emphasize is there's no game that they're probably going to be favorites in. And for them to, at some point, I want to say they were down 15 against the Hawks. And even at halftime, I thought they were lucky to only be down 5, but they were starting to kind of end the last couple of minutes of the second quarter. Lakers started making a run, and it wasn't just LBJ, and I'll get into LeBron James in a second. But they made it a game by the time the third quarter started. You felt like, all right, the Lakers are still in this thing. And then the Lakers outscore the Hawks by 8 in that third quarter. So actually walking into the fourth, the final 12 minutes, Lakers are up 3 points. At that point, it just kind of felt like Lakers are going to win this game. Atlanta, not as good as I thought they'd be. It's kind of a weird combination with DeJounte Murray and Trae Young, which is surprising to me. There's a lot of times Trae Young is off ball, and that makes no sense to me at all. But anyways, nonetheless, Atlanta obviously struggling. They're a couple games below 500, so I don't even need to get into all the details there when it comes to the Atlanta Hawks. But the Lakers, it just felt like as the game was progressing, they're going to win this game. And a lot of it you felt because LeBron James turns 30 freaking 8 years old, and he has one of the most ridiculous stat lines in the NBA, and he's 38 years old. So before I get into Bron, I just want to point out Thomas Bryant had a lot to do with the Lakers' W tonight, 19 points and 17 rebounds. Russ throwing dimes left and right, whether he was finding Wenyen Gabriel or LeBron James cutting or Thomas Bryant or whoever the case. He had 11 assists tonight, ended up with 14 points and 8 rebounds. I know Laker fans are going to say, Al, but he had 6 turnovers. You're not wrong. Bron had 5 turnovers. You're not wrong. But I guess when the Lakers win, you could kind of shy away from that, or you could turn the page on that because they actually came out with a W. So Thomas Bryant, Russ, Wenyon, even with his 11 points and 5 rebounds, was nice. Dennis Schroeder ended up with 9 assists in this one as well and had 12 points. So right out the gate, you got Dennis Schroeder and Russ with 20 assists total for the Lakers. You're going to win games when, as a team, you have 34 assists like the Lakers had tonight. So give them credit. These dudes were, obviously all doing what they needed to do to go make it happen. And the Lakers found a way to get a win, a desperately needed win. They're 15-21 on the season. It's not a good record, but anytime you could find a way to get a win, the Lakers, certainly find a way to get that W. And they're 13th in the Western Conference. So I don't want to underestimate where the Lakers are sitting or make it sound like that the Lakers are just fine, because we know they're not. They're struggling. And life without Anthony Davis is real. And every game that you play can be an L because Anthony Davis isn't there. You basically have to play perfect basketball. Okay. I'm going to put aside the win against the Atlanta Hawks, and the Lakers got a chance in some shape, way, or form to go 3-2 on this 5-game road trip if they could beat Charlotte coming up on Monday. We'll see what happens. Okay. This is what I really want to get into. I want to talk about Bron for a quick second. I'm going to do my absolute best to give you a perspective on something that hopefully will help Laker fans appreciate a little bit what they're seeing with LeBron James. So the Laker broadcast is Michael Thompson and John Ireland, right? I do pre and post. I do pre with Michael Thompson, and then John and Michael do the game. When the game ended, Michael Thompson was trying to describe to John what LeBron is doing and was not able to describe. And this is why I want to give you this perspective, because there is nobody in basketball that probably knows more than Michael Thompson when it comes to NBA basketball. I don't know what you want me to tell you, but the guy was, obviously playing in the NBA during the Showtime era. He was drafted by the Portland Trailblazers, played for the San Antonio Spurs, won with Magic and Kareem, always talks about how great Wilt Chamberlain was and some of these other players far, beyond my recollection of the NBA, because I just either wasn't watching the NBA or I literally wasn't born. He's been following the NBA and has been a part of it for as long as he has. His son is Klay freaking Thompson. The guy understands NBA basketball, so let's just put it that way. He didn't really have words to describe LeBron at age 38 doing what he's doing, right? Like that's the only thing that I'm trying to get out to Laker fans out there. Michael Thompson was not able. We all see great stat lines. We all see, players who've been doing it for. Look at the purple and gold. Look at what Shaq has done. Look at what Wilt has done. Look at what Kareem has done. Magic's done. Kobe's done. There's Laker greats everywhere. So it's like we see Laker greats. What Michael's point is, at age 38, for somebody to still be doing what he's doing is incredible. And I'm the first one that I will admit it. I don't always appreciate things until after the fact. And I think that's going to happen with a lot of people, LeBron James. And Laker fans are kind of mixed on LeBron, which is still kind of funny to me. Some Laker fans like him. Some Laker fans don't like him. Some people hate that he talks about politics. I don't really care about any of that stuff. LBJ, what he's doing at age 38 and what he's done for 20 years in his career is pretty damn special. And the dude turned 38 today and had 47, 10, and 9. Can you go please look at players who've been in the league for 20 years and go look at what their stats were? Go look at Kobe's stats in his 20th year. Go look at Dirk's stats. Go look at Tim Duncan. Go look at Vince Carter. Go look at Michael Jordan. Go look at these guys. Bron is 20 years in the NBA, and he's still putting up 28, 8, and 7. What the hell is that? I mean, I don't know what to tell you, but it's pretty special what the guy is doing. So, again, I always kind of find it interesting with Laker fans, because I think some Laker fans, they'll have a certain take on LBJ, Just put it all to the side. LeBron won an NBA championship as part of the Lakers. He's one of the greatest to ever do it. And what he's doing at age 38 is stupid, it's ridiculous, and it's special. So every once in a while that you're watching Lakers basketball, nobody's happy with where the Lakers are record-wise. Nobody's happy with where the Lakers are, with potentially 2 years in a row not making the playoffs. But we could all appreciate greatness. LeBron is one of the greatest to ever do it. Incredible tonight, 47, 10, and 9. 47, 10, and 9 at age 38. You kidding me? If you told me, Al, go take a basketball, there's a half court, and there's nobody guarding you, and you have 15 minutes to make as many buckets as you can, I'd end up with 17 points. Okay? I might turn an ankle in the process. I went down with an ankle injury. I'm out 2 to 4 weeks. I had 17 points playing by myself for 30 minutes. Okay? That's how ridiculous this is. That's how ridiculous this is. All right, let's see. Let me read some of these comments here. Let's see what we got. Yes, I love Thompson's take on the game. He's not easy on the Lakers. Hard to impress him. Somebody else. Who cares? Lakers will lose the next game. This is what I'm talking about. I can't win with Laker fans. I can't. Laker fans are all over the place. Okay. And I can relate because I'm a born and raised Laker fan. So it's like, I get it. I understand it. Some people like to admire it and sit back. Other people like to go look at the standings and say, Al, what the hell are you talking about? Lakers are 6 games below 500. Can't both be right? Can't the Lakers be 6 games below 500 and LeBron James be doing unbelievable things at age 38? LBJ is the GOAT during birthdays. I saw that. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Okay. All right. Let me see what can you take a charge from Trevor Lane? It's a great question. Can I take a charge from Trevor Lane? Here's the thing. How fast is he going down the floor? Because if he's full speed and now I got to jump in and Trev is traveling 17 miles an hour, I'm probably going to get out of the way. Now, if Trev is slow motion like me, now we're talking. Now we're talking. That's my business right there. Okay. I'm gonna transition into one thing. And I appreciate you guys being a part. Actually, screw my transition. Laker fans, let's do some roll call. We got a W. It's been a while, it feels like, since we've done roll call. Obviously I recorded a couple of these. I got you guys. Got you guys right here. Where are you guys tuning in from? What part of LA? Or what part of the state? Or what part of the country? Or what part of the world? It doesn't matter. You just tell me where you're tuning in from, and I'll do my best to give you a shout out. I love this. When we start with this, I mean, come on, Laker fans. Thailand in the house. I mean, just right out the gate, we start with Thailand. How amazing is that? Murrieta in the house. Austin, Texas. Appreciate you guys being a part of the show. Brazil, El Monte, Arkansas, Lake Forest, California. Atlanta in the house. Atlanta in the house. Obviously, Lakers in Atlanta as we speak. Bosnia. Thank you very much for tuning in. Temple City, Lake Forest, California, Chatsworth, California, Mexico City, Brazil, Bahamas, Haiti. Man, what a wonderful channel. What a great channel. How cool is that? You get all these different people from around the world and around the country listening in. Mississippi, thank you for being a part of the show. Philippines, Vancouver City. Thank you all for being a part of the show. If I miss you guys, just keep putting it in there. Comments are loading up, and I'll make sure to give you guys a shout out. Bronx, Vic from New Jersey, Louisiana, Washington D.C., Little Italy, Albuquerque. I mean, everybody knows all the Italian immigrants went to Albuquerque. Little Italy, Albuquerque, Santa Fe, New Mexico. Santa Fe, how beautiful Santa Fe, New Mexico. Louisiana, thank you for tuning in. Okay. I'm going to transition to one thing here real quick. Then we can get into AD's. Actually, no, let's go to AD's injury. So let's basically, and I don't think anybody knew this was happening. I certainly didn't know. I was doing the pregame show, and then next thing you see, Anthony Davis is on with some of the beat reporters, and he's giving an update on his injured foot. And if you haven't listened to it, go take a listen. There's a lot going on in there. It's about 6 minutes long. He's addressing everything. And, for me, I would say some of the main takeaways that I took from Anthony Davis is he avoided surgery. His goal was to avoid surgery. And, he said that the pain is going away. Um, yeah, I'm going to read a quote. Feeling a lot better. Pain has subsided tremendously. I think the next step is healing right now. I don't want to use timetables because that's a whole different thing, but it's healing pretty quickly. So when we get back to LA, we'll do another image of the foot and see how far it's healed. So the best way that I can describe this is we're getting an update without getting an update. AD talked about the process. I think he talked about how he went out and saw 5 different specialists, and he feels like he's an expert now on all of this. And that the most important thing for him is that he feels like the pain is going away. He doesn't have to have surgery. And now it's a matter of, I think he said his pain threshold is about a 2 out of 10 right now. He's in the gym working out, but he's not weights, but he's not obviously playing basketball yet. The question now is going to come, Laker fans. There's a couple things that you have to see from here with Anthony Davis here moving forward. The question is going to be when they actually give a timetable and say, hey, expect him back. We expect him back in 2 to 3 weeks. Or if they say he is now taking place, he is now starting basketball activity. So he's out actually playing again, and he's playing 2-on-2, and then 3-on-3, and then 5-on-5, whatever that process looks like. And then it's a matter of then targeting, hey, Anthony Davis is targeting this date to come back with the Los Angeles Lakers. So I think it's all these things in play before we see Anthony Davis back on the floor. And then when all that happens, then the next question is going to be, Laker fans, when does Anthony Davis look like Anthony Davis again? Because it's not good enough to have AD on the basketball floor given the Lakers 22-9. I know that, and you know that. Unfortunately for the Lakers, they're in a spot where he's got to be that top 5, top 7 player that he was for those 30 days before he got injured. And that's kind of how desperate the Lakers are right now. Remember, when Anthony Davis went through his stretch, there was at one point where the Lakers won 8 of 10 games. They won a road game against Milwaukee or at Milwaukee. And then what really hurt them is he got the flu, basically didn't play against the Cavs, did not play against the Toronto Raptors. Those were 2 L's. Came back against Philly, missed the free throw against the Philadelphia 76ers that the Lakers should have beat Philly. Missed 2 free throws against the Boston Celtics. The Lakers should have beat the Boston Celtics, and then gets injured against the Denver Nuggets. So it's kind of a crazy 30-plus days or so. And I break all that down because it's not just about Anthony Davis coming back to the Lakers, but it's Anthony Davis. It's Anthony Davis being one of the best players in the NBA, and that's kind of the only shot that the Lakers have if, they obviously have an opportunity to make the playoffs and take it from there. UK, thank you for tuning into the show. I appreciate it. Harbor City, Hong Kong, thank you all for being a part of the show. Really appreciate that. So that's kind of where, we are on Anthony Davis. And that kind of gives you, I don't want to be pessimistic about it, but I think it's going to take time, A, to get Anthony Davis back on the floor, B, to get Anthony Davis in actual games, and C, to get Anthony Davis back to, one of the best big men in the NBA. All of that has to line up. And if that doesn't happen, then obviously the Lakers are they're in trouble. They're trouble on a night in, night out basis. Okay. Last thing that I want to get into, and this is going to kind of stem from what we were talking about in the last post-game show from LeBron James. I don't know if the Lakers are going to do something. I really don't. I'm not sure if the Lakers are going to go make a trade or if they're not. I'm seeing some stuff, Jovan Buha of The Athletic, Dan Wyke of the LA Times, that if the Lakers cannot find the right move, let me see if I could actually find this. I want to look for this real quick. I'll tell you where I kind of lean in this whole situation. I think they got to do something. Now, don't do something and, you find yourself making a stupid move and then the Lakers are hurt for years to come. I'm not saying do that. This is what Dan Wyke had up. Let's see. The Lakers are giving serious consideration to riding out the current season without making a major move if they can't find one that would make them a realistic championship contender. Sources tell Dan Wyke of the LA Times. Okay, so I'm under the belief of this. I still think that if there's a move out there to be had, and you could just improve the roster without giving up crazy draft compensation, whatever the case is, whatever you think is the right move. Maybe it's another shooter, whatever you think can just get you in the mix of that top 10. And again, it's not killing you or it's not hurting you for years to come. Obviously, don't make a stupid move, but I don't think you just ignore any move. If AD can come back and he's healthy and the Lakers can find a way to improve their roster, is there a team really in the Western Conference that you're so fearful of? And I'm not telling you that the Lakers should get the benefit of the doubt, but at least make the playing tournament. See what you could do if you're healthy. It's not the toughest thing to do to win a couple games in a row to then go get a playoff series. Who knows who's going to be in first place in the Western Conference? I mean, you go look at the NBA standings right now. I'll tell you who's in first right now. In the NBA standings, the Pelicans are in first, then Denver, then Memphis. These are all teams that, I mean, what have they proven in the playoffs? Some of them have no experience. So I'm under the belief that if you can, Bron is playing as good as we've seen him play as a Los Angeles Laker this year. Anthony Davis was playing as good as anybody in the NBA over that 30-game stretch. I'm not telling you go mortgage the future. I'm not telling you go make a stupid move. But damn it, keep the phone open and see if there's ways to improve this roster. And if it costs you a pick, but you feel like it's a player that you're bringing on this team that can help you this year, and it's a player that can help you next season as well, then I don't really see why, if you're not going to go make moves or you're not going to go improve the roster, well, why the hell is LeBron and AD on the team? Then just go start your rebuild, right? Like if you're not trying what you can to help those two players get into the postseason, then why are we playing with those two players on the roster? I mean, isn't it then better to start deciding? And by the way, maybe they'll do that in the offseason. The hell if I know. Maybe they do decide, guys, it's a wrap. These two never have a chance to go win an NBA championship together again. LeBron obviously can't be traded this year. The soonest he can be traded is July 1st. I just would like to see the Lakers at least in one of those top 10 spots and then see what LeBron and Anthony Davis can do together under some type of a playoff format. And if it falls flat on its face, then it falls flat on its face. But what I don't want to see is the Lakers not even get that opportunity. So that's my personal opinion on that. All right, let me read off a couple of these, and then we're going to get the hell out of here. Slee, I hate the part that we have two top 10 players on the team, and we're not making moves. We are not tanking, but we ain't winning either. Yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, for all those that are going at the Lakers front office and everything else, I'll tell you what the front office cannot predict, and I'm just being real here when I say this. If Anthony Davis is playing 50% of the games, I don't care who you have on the team. You're not going to go anywhere. And Rob Pelinka can't predict how many games Anthony Davis is going to play. So that's obviously an incredible disadvantage for the Lakers because AD has a lot of these injuries and has had a lot of these injuries over the years. So, keep that one in mind because whatever we think the Lakers are and whatever we want the Lakers to be, they are nothing without Anthony Davis being healthy and Anthony Davis obviously being such a critical piece to this team. All right, let's see what else we got here. Got anything else? Just trying to think here if we got anything else that I want to add to this bad boy. All right, one more comment here. Do the Lakers lose spending potential by not trading Russ $47 million? Because I hear you only get $33 million cap space. Land mid-level step. Lakers will have about $30 million in cap space in the summer. So to answer your question, about 30 million. It's not, hey, Russ is off the books for 47. They got 47. That's not how that will work. They'll have about $30 million in cap space if they ended up just playing out the contract and Russ was gone. So hopefully that better describes that one. Okay, Laker fans, thank you very much for being a part of the show. Slee, tomorrow is my birthday. Sahida, happy birthday to you. Laker fans, I appreciate you guys being a part of the show. Went a little bit later than we usually do tonight, but I thought tonight was a unique show. Like I mentioned, LeBron, 38 years old, and the dude's still putting up 47, 10, and 9. What the F? Anthony Davis addresses his injury, those post-game comments, and then, of course, Lakers being the Hawks 130 to 121. Laker fans, I appreciate you guys. This is a wrap on 2022. Hope you guys had a great year. Hopefully you guys have a great New Year's. Let's make it happen in 2023. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. And LA, Laker fans, have a great rest of your night and have a great New Year. Thank you.